Hey there, if you have been scrolling through homes in the West Valley and you keep finding yourself drawn to those tree-lined streets and the charming main street and that background that has those white tank mountains sitting there, then chances are you've been looking at Verrado. And one of the questions I get more than almost any other is this: is Verrado actually a great place to raise your family, or does it just photograph well? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through what life in Verrado, Buckeye, Arizona is really like. The schools, the parks, the homes, the lifestyle, and even the things that most community tours leave out. And let's make sure you stick around to the end because there's one thing about Verrado that surprises almost every family I help move here. What is going on, everybody? I'm Shandelin Anderson, your West Valley Realtor, and I'm here to help families move into communities like this every single week. So I'm not reading you a brochure. This is just what I see on the ground every day. And here's my promise. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who Verrado is great for. Hey there, if you've been scrolling through homes in the West Valley and you keep finding yourself drawn to those tree-lined streets, the charming main street, and the white tank mountains sitting in the background, then chances are you've been looking at Verrado. And one of the questions that I get more than almost any question is this: is Verrado actually a great place to raise a family, or does it just photograph well? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through what life in Verrado, Buckeye, Arizona is really like: the schools, the parks, the homes, the lifestyle, and even the things that most community tours leave out. And make sure you stick around till the end because there's one thing about Verrado that surprises almost every family I help move here. What is going on, everybody? I'm Shandelin Anderson, your West Valley Realtor, and I help families move into communities like this every single week. So I'm not reading you a brochure. This is what I see on the ground every day. And here's my promise to you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who Verrado is a great fit for and who it might not be a fit for, and what you need to know before you ever step foot inside a model home. No hype, just the real picture. So let's jump in. First, let's get you oriented. Verrado sits in Buckeye, Arizona, which is about 25 miles west of downtown Phoenix, right at the base of the White Tank Mountains. Getting here is simple. You take Interstate 10 West, exit at Verrado Way, and you're there. But what makes this community different from your typical subdivision is that it was intentionally designed around something called a new urbanism. In plain English, that means that it was built to feel like an old-fashioned hometown. Think front porches, close to the sidewalks, a true Main Street district, and neighbors who actually know each other. It's a master plan community developed by DMB Associates and spans roughly 8,800 acres with plans for around 14,000 homes. Yet despite its size, it never feels overwhelming because it's divided into smaller neighborhoods, each with its own personality, parks, and gathering places. And that's what really attracts so many families to Verrado. You get the amenities of a large community while still enjoying the feel of a tight-knit neighborhood. So now let's talk about what everyday life actually looks like. Because when you have kids, the day-to-day stuff really matters. Verrado was built around outdoor living. There are over 20 miles of hiking and biking trails that weave throughout the community and up into the foothills of the White Tanks. Morning walks, evening bike rides, and weekend hikes become part of the normal life here. And there are dozens of parks that are scattered throughout the neighborhoods, along with community pools, splash pads, and gathering areas. And because the community was designed to be walkable, families often walk or ride bikes instead of piling everyone into a car. Then there's Main Street. And honestly, this is one of my favorite parts of Verrado. You've got restaurants and coffee shops, boutiques, and community events happening throughout the year. And farmers markets, holiday festivals, concerts, and seasonal celebrations all help create something that's becoming harder and harder to find: a genuine sense of community. And this is the part that families tell me that they didn't expect. They move here because they love the house, but after living here for a while, they realize they actually know their neighbors and their kids know the kids down the street, and they run into fields and they run into friends at a coffee shop. And that's the huge reason why people tend to stay in Verrado once they get here. And if you're a golfer, you'll appreciate the fact that Verrado has 2 golf courses built right into the community. Now let me be honest, because I promised you the full picture. All of the amenities come with HOA dues. That's what helps maintain the trails and the parks and the pools, the landscaping and community events. For most families, that's a worthwhile trade-off, but it's a real monthly expense, and it's something that you'll want to factor into your budget. Now let's talk about one of the biggest questions that families ask about the schools. And honestly, the school system can be a little confusing because Verrado is served by more than one district. For elementary and middle school, much of the community falls into the highly regarded Litchfield Elementary School District. And inside the community itself, you'll find schools like Verrado Elementary, Verrado Heritage Elementary. Both have strong reputations and have historically performed above state averages. Verrado Elementary School even offers accelerated programs for students who need additional academic challenges. When students reach high school, they transition into the Aquafria Union High School District, and then they'll attend Verrado High School for home of the Vipers. One of the things that I really like about Verrado High School is it's a unique house system. Instead of feeling like one giant impersonal campus, students are divided into smaller groups. They create a more personalized environment. For parents worried about their kids getting lost in the shuffle, that's a big deal. Now, here's one piece of advice I give every family. School boundaries in growing communities like Buckeye can change over time. So before falling in love with a specific house, always verify the school assignments for that address. It only takes a few minutes, and it can save you from a lot of disappointment later. So now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because the location plays a huge role in who chooses to live here. Verrado is especially popular with military families because of its proximity to Luke Air Force Base. Many families relocating through PCS moves appreciate the community atmosphere and stability that they find in Verrado. You're also close to Goodyear Ballpark and spring training baseball, and Interstate 10 provides a straight shot back into Phoenix. But let's talk honestly about the biggest trade-off. Buckeye is one of the fastest growing cities in America, and Verrado sits in the western edge of the Phoenix metro. That means that if you work in central Phoenix or on the east side, your commute could be significant. If one spouse works remotely and your jobs are already in the West Valley, it might not matter as much. But if you're both commuting downtown every day, I always tell my clients, test the commute, not the map. Drive it during rush hour before making a decision. Before what looks like because what looks like 30 minutes online may feel very different at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Another thing that I love about Verrado is that it appeals to many different types of buyers. There are traditional family neighborhoods, newer build-to-rent sections, and even Victory at Verrado, a gated 55-plus community with its own golf course and amenities. In fact, it's not unusual to see multiple generations in the same family living in different parts of Verrado. And that tells you something. People tend to stay here. Now let's talk about the homes themselves. One of the things that I like about Verrado is that there's a wide variety of options. You'll find smaller homes and more attainable floor plans, all the way up to large semi-custom properties with premium mountain views. And because Buckeye continues to grow rapidly, you have a healthy mix of brand new construction and resale homes. New builds give you a modern floor plan, energy efficiency, and builder warranties. Resale homes often come with mature landscaping, established neighborhoods, and sometimes better lot locations. Neither option is universally better. It really depends on your timeline, your priorities, and your budget. That's one of the biggest things that I help families navigate because every situation is different. And one quick note for those relocating from out of state. Arizona does have a state income tax. So when you're planning your move, make sure that you're working with real numbers and not outdated information on and it may that you may have heard about online. So, who is Verrado actually for? If you love outdoor living and you want a true sense of community, you have children or you're planning to, or either you work in the West Valley or have flexibility with your commute, Verrado is honestly hard to beat. But it might not be the right fit if you need to be in Central Phoenix every single day. You can't stand community, you want zero HOA rules, or are searching for the absolute lowest price point in the valley, because there is a premium attached to the lifestyle Verrado actually provides. And that's okay. Part of my job is just telling you where to buy. It's helping you to avoid buying in the wrong place. And remember, that's that one thing that I said surprises almost every family. It's this. Months after they've moved in, when I check back with them, they almost never talk about the house first. They talk about the neighbors they've met, the trails they've walked on every morning, the Friday nights on Main Street, the community events, the friendships. They came looking for a home, but what they found was a community. And honestly, that's something the pictures just can't show you. If you're thinking about moving to Verrado or anywhere in the West Valley, this is exactly what I do every day. And I would love to help you figure out whether it's a right fit for you and your family. Feel free to leave a comment below, send me a message, or reach out directly. I'll answer your questions with the same honesty you got in this video. And if this helps you and if this helped you picture your life out here, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, because I've got more West Valley community tours coming your way. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Shandelin, your neighborhood realtor. Talk to you later.